The shells kind of make this tuna casserole a little bit fun, and then there are some other fun things too. So we've got one box of the medium-sized shell pasta, and I'm going to get it into boiling water, salt the water a little bit, and you know, we talked about this before, whenever you're doing pasta in a casserole, you always want to undercook it a little bit, because remember, it's going to bake again in the oven, and I just don't like mushy noodles in my casserole, so I don't know about you. So I just want to keep an eye on that, cook it for a little bit, but don't overcook the noodles. Okay. So I've got a big skillet here, and I'm going to saute some onion and some celery. And this is something, just a few tablespoons of butter that my mom always put in her tuna casserole. Finely dice some onion, about a cup of each, and some celery. We're going to make some squash soup. We're going to do a killer turkey sandwich, speaking of turkey sandwich, and we're going to go out for lunch too. So we've got some really fun things planned today for this lunch show. Sometimes going out for lunch is a great way to try a really nice restaurant that you've been wanting to try without spending a fortune. So that's a nice kind of idea to do that. You can kind of get a feel for the restaurant without, you know, breaking the bank. What, Ann?
Or a first date.
Or a first date. Go for lunch. Good idea. Then if he's not so good, you're not stuck with him for a long dinner and it doesn't cost a fortune. I got to get back to work thing, right? All right. So I'm just letting my veggies saute a little bit. Just want them to get a little soft, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to start moving on to some of the other ingredients. Okay, so we've got 2 cans of tuna, and I like to use the albacore white tuna packed in water. It's up to you. You can use whatever kind you like, but it's really important, I think, that when you're using tuna in recipes, to drain it very, very well, and that way you just don't get that real fishy flavor. I think that's the case in a lot of dishes that, you know, tuna can kind of take over, and you just have to drain it really well. Lent, by the way, right around the corner, so I thought this would be a perfect recipe. I'm already starting to think about, you know, some new recipes for Lent. So Ash Wednesday is a week from today. Wow, time is flying by, I know it. So I just want to drain this real well, this tuna. Hey, I wanted to mention too, I'm going to be in Fond du Lac Saturday, March 3rd. I'm really excited. The Fond du Lac Ag Showcase is that Saturday, and they're doing all sorts of stuff, and I'm coming down there to do a cooking demo. So come on out and see me if you're in Fond du Lac. Everybody there is so nice. And I'm going to be cooking up some recipes, and you'll get to try some of them, and so it should be a lot of fun. Saturday, March 3rd, 11 o'clock is when I'll be there, so hope to see you there. Okay, so I just really want to drain that, get every little last bit of it. Give my hands a quick wash. Okay. Now, you know me too. I like to make my casseroles really, really creamy. I just, you know, have some tips and tricks when it comes to making a good casserole. And I love a good one, but we've all had those casseroles that are a little dry, the pasta's overcooked. So some of my secrets is, again, don't overcook your pasta, and then make sure you've got lots of creamy liquid to bind it together. So in a lot of cases, people use 1 can of cream of mushroom soup in their tuna casserole. You know what? I like to use 2 cans. Just makes it extra creamy and wonderful and gives it that much more flavor. So 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. Especially in the winter, sometimes a cold lunch just doesn't cut it, you know. If you have any good casserole or lunch recipes, please let us know. You got to watch our show Friday. It's a fish fry show. We found some great places for fish, and we're going to do some great recipes too, so it should be a lot of fun. Okay, in with our 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup, 2 cups of milk, and I'm going to do some black pepper. Whisk that together. And it looks like a lot of liquid now, but like I say, once you get all that pasta in there, the pasta really tends to, you know, suck it up. So it'll be nice and creamy. Promise you. There you go, Miss Ann. Boy, loving this weather. It is so mild, I can't believe it. I barely needed a, heavy coat this morning. In goes our 2 cans of tuna, although Bob's all grumpy because this was going to be a snowmobile guys weekend. No. Just doesn't look, there's just not enough snow even at our cottage on the trails, which is kind of a bummer. He hasn't even gotten those sleds going at all this winter, so I feel bad for the snowmobilers, that's for sure. All right. There's still time. Maybe we'll get some. Let's check our pasta. It's like my kitchen drawer at home. You can never find what you're looking for. It's in there somewhere. All right, we're almost ready. I'm going to get my veggies in here. And they don't have to cook all the way because, again, they're going to cook in the casserole. And then, thank you, Ann. I love peas. I just really love them, and I don't have them a lot, and I love tuna and peas and all that whole thing. So we're going to throw, this is just some frozen peas that you don't need to cook them, about a cup, and it really works nice in this casserole. If you don't like peas, you can leave them out, not a big deal, but I happen to love them.
I like peas on earth.
Ann, that was so corny. Ann just says to me, she likes peas on earth. Oh, goodness. Hey, we had big news in our house. Riley has decided where he is going to college. He is a senior. I cannot believe my son is going to be graduating from high school. Wow, crazy. Wow. Where did the time go? I don't know. I can't be that old. I just can't be. But anyway, he's decided he's going to go to St. Norbert. So we're really excited about that. So we can have lunch with him once in a while. He's going to live in the dorm, though, and all that kind of stuff. But it's really kind of nice to know, where he's going to be next year and all that kind of good stuff. All right, spray your casserole dish. Or else you're going to be doing the dishes, those casseroles. That's the one thing that they do, is they tend to stick. All right, my pasta is done. Perfect, al dente, even a little undercooked. Just remember, it's going to bake again in the oven. And these shells are just kind of fun. I do a bunch of different types of tuna casseroles, so this is my newest, this is my latest. Drain it real well. Get that pasta in there, the mushroom soup. Okay, in we go. This makes a nice big batch for your luncheon or for dinner. With the peas in there, I just think it also makes it kind of, I don't know, I always think of peas and asparagus, just kind of more spring-like. All right, now, This casserole's missing a couple of things. What do you think, Ann?
Cheese.
Cheese and crunchies, yes. All of my casseroles, or at least most of them, got to have some cheese and crunchies. So, for the cheese, I thought we'd do some Colby Jack cheese. A few cups of that right down over the top. Cheddar cheese would work. Swiss would be great too. And then for the crunchies, this is really fun. Now, some of my casseroles I'll top with, I do a tuna casserole that has potato chips on top of it. You can do corn flakes. But this I thought would be really fun, being that it's a tuna casserole. What about topping it with goldfish or just cheesy crackers? So these happen to be the Parmesan, and you can sprinkle them on there whole, you know, or you can crush them up to you, but they're just really fun. So down go my crackers over the top. Like I said, you can crush them or not, up to you. And then this gets put into a preheated 350-degree oven. And now if you're making it ahead of time, you don't want to put the crackers on. If you're refrigerating it, you don't want to put the crackers on until you pull it out of the refrigerator and it's about to go in the oven. But it's going to take about 45 minutes or so in the oven, preheated 350 degrees, and a little longer than that if you're taking it straight cold out of the refrigerator. But come back with me. This one is a winner. Makes a great lunch, nice warm lunch or dinner. And with those Parmesan crackers on the top, yum, the cheese underneath, there you go. Doesn't get much better than that. My tuna and shells bake, just yummy. Recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods.